Thank you very good morning. Thank you very much for having chosen me to speak about the vision of Giovanni. This task could have been done by many of us that actually were his kids, his research kids, and so I'm very honored. And it's not an easy task, because when putting together this very short talk, I realized it would be very difficult to explain how much his contribution to research and his vision has been so closely, as actually Paula said, linked to his qualities as a human being. It's inextricable. And so I would like you to forgive me if I go a little personal sometimes, but again, as Paula said, it's linked. And I just remember that this person that actually changed my life, and I think the life of many of you, one day called me. I was a researcher across the street at university, a clinical researcher, although I've been, let's say, imprinted by HIV/AIDS while I was at the Worcester, and Trinchieri is here to remember these times. So one day Giovanni called me and said, "Stefano, you look potentially," because he was very, potentially a good researcher, "but you are doing too many things. You are dispersive. And I make you a proposal. You come here and work on HIV/AIDS and on HIV therapeutics, because this will be the future." That was 1986. I said, "Yeah, but I'm a clinician in a sense. What can I do here at the Istituto, which is in a sense an institution that does, at least this was the perception, does fundamental research." And he said, "But no, but you will have to put together the two things. The fundamental research, because you have some background in the lab, and your clinical skills. Because I think that the Istituto, and I think is also the same vision is true for today, is the place where the concept of translational medicine, now we all speak about translational medicine, but at that time it was not so common. This is the place where translational medicine become alive, putting together fundamental research with the need, he told me this, to think that at the end of whatever we do in research, there is somebody who is sick and has to be cured. And this is the place, that was his vision, where research networks can be created. You don't need to have all the competencies inside. There is the phone is there. You call, like Paula said, and you create a network. You attract, you convene the best minds in Italy and elsewhere to do something together. And this is actually, that was the beginning of the Italian HIV research program. And that was actually his vision as a mouse, what you say, a lab mouse, but with this incredible vision of the possibilities that this institution could have, and also people with some functional brain could have. I would say that his vision was really not static. It's difficult to speak about one vision of Giovanni. Not only because he was a kind of basset hound. I very often met him in the library. He was looking at journals, totally independent from his actually specific scientific interest. And one day he told me, there is, you know, Stefano, there is a disease which is caused by something transmissible. Maybe it's a virus, maybe it's not a virus, but I think we need to start something on that. And indeed, he started the avenue of the prion diseases here in the Istituto, calling Maurizio and others to work on that. So that's the you know, the fact that being intelligent and educated, he was looking around and he was looking 20 years ahead. That's his real vision, and this is why we are still here, thinking of him, and this is why also we are I'm always guided by him, despite he's not with us. Sometimes when I take decision, I say, what Giovanni would have done in this specific situation, and finally, that's my last thinking, because Paolo already said this. It's again a personal anecdote, but it gives the impression of his drive. And after the Florence conference, he was sick. He had a phlebitis that didn't go away. So I had the privilege, in a sense, to be a semi-doctor of him. I mean, but for little things, you know, flu, something like this, and the family. So I was in his house, and I told him, Giovanni, can I tell you something? I have a problem with these phlebitis that do not go away. I mean, I just need to tell you as a friend and a doctor. I say, yeah, what, because Stefano, what are you thinking? So I mean, it's not easy, but you know, sometimes when these phlebitis do not go away, is because the patient has a cancer somewhere. So he looked at me and said, actually, I have a cancer, but just a few nodes. It's years that I have a cancer. So I was really flabbergasted. I said, and I was really, you know, very sad, and I was going away, and he called me back and said, hey, I may die, but can we look at the conclusion of your JAMA paper that do not convince me at all? And then, so we started working, and then I said, okay, Giovanni, I was really, and going away, he called me back again and said, hey, I need to have 100 of these papers again in the next years in your CV, and that's a promise. I'm a little bit agnostic, but if I can see you from abroad, that's a promise. You will continue the job. And so that's my personal, remind me of a person that was a visionary, with an integrity that is an amazing integrity, scientific integrity, an incredible human personality that he fused with his research. As Paola said, it was inextricable to work with him. And actually, I still remember Giovanni, and I think is a message for the young people. I was trying to bring some of my new guys to know what this period has been for all of us as a training, not only a scientific training, but a training for life. Thank you very much.